Why does a player who has been among the absolute golfing elite for years barely win anything? Charley Hull became a rising golf star when she was just 11 years old and did the unthinkable by achieving scratch golf. She was born to golf, but is she built to win? During her career, she had to face many challenges that many of us didn't know about. It all began on March 24, 1996, in the lovely hamlet of Kettering, England, when a golf superstar was born who would make an everlasting impression on the world of golf. Charley Hull's journey began at the tender age of 2, when she first picked up a golf club. Later, when she turned 5, her father guided her at the wonderful Kettering Golf Club, where she fell in love with the sport. But it wasn't just her father who influenced her. Her mother, Wasienka Hull, a former county-level tennis player from Poland, was just as important in shaping Charley's path towards greatness. Even in her younger years, Charley's talent was undisputed. By the age of 11, she had already achieved the coveted status of a scratch golfer, a tribute to her natural talent and relentless dedication to the sport. Her passion for golf was so intense that, at just 13, she and her parents made the bold decision to embrace homeschooling, allowing her to spend more time perfecting her skills on the course. Homeschooling was not that fun. She later reflected on her childhood. She lost her school friends and wasn't able to make new ones. But that's part of the game if you want to be the best player in the world. You need to make sacrifices. As Charley's recognition on the amateur circuit grew, so did her reputation. Climbing to a career-best 3rd position on the World Amateur Golf Ranking, she captured hearts and headlines with outstanding wins at prestigious events like the English Amateur, Welsh Amateur, and the Hall event in the US. Her meteoric rise resulted in a decision that would forever change her life, turning professional at the age of 16 in 2013. It didn't take long for Charley to make her mark in the professional arena. With a series of impressive performances on the Ladies European Tour, including 5 consecutive second-place finishes, she quickly established herself as one of the most promising talents in the sport. Her achievements didn't go unnoticed, as she was crowned Rookie of the Year in her debut season and received accolades such as Best International Newcomer at the SJA British Sports Awards. But it was her historic debut at the 2013 Solheim Cup that truly solidified Charley's status as a golfing sensation. She became the youngest player ever selected for the prestigious event and played a crucial role in Europe's historical victory. During that memorable match, Hull was among the rookies that made it possible for Europe to capture their first ever title away from home with a score of 18-10. Although Hull initially lost her first match together with Katrina Matthew at the event, she later teamed up with Jody Ewart-Shadoff to defeat the veteran Paula Creamer and Lexi Thompson the following day. Her first team win was in the bag, but as a golfer, you want to win on your own. Charley was very close to success in her freshman year. Fortunately, Charley didn't have to wait long to get her first professional victory. In March 2014, at the Lalla Merriam Cup in Morocco, she shot 62 in the final round to strike in the playoff. The win capped a sensational 12 months for Hull, who started her professional career at the same event in Morocco last year, and secured her first of 5 consecutive runner-up finishes. However, Charley's pursuit of major glory has been marked by near misses and heartbreaking defeats. Despite coming extremely close several times, including 3 runner-up finishes at the ANA Inspiration US Women's Open and the AIG Women's Open, the elusive major title remained just out of reach. But regardless of all the setbacks, Charley's determination never waned. Her journey reached new heights at the 2016 Rio Olympics, where she proudly represented Team Great Britain in the women's golf competition. This was the first time in 112 years that golf was back on the Olympic Games roster, and Charley Hull was there to represent her country. Though narrowly missing out on a medal, Charley's performance was nothing short of spectacular. Showcasing her remarkable talent and unwavering commitment to excellence, Hull later went home with a 7th-place finish. The years went by, and after 6 professional wins and many runner-up finishes, there is one long-lasting childhood dream she is pursuing: becoming a major champion. Why she has not yet succeeded is still a mystery, but many of us have no idea what she's been through in recent years. Perhaps it makes sense that she has not yet succeeded when you hear about this. Last year, she shocked the golfing world when she revealed she was suffering from severe attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Charley says she now knows what her triggers are after being diagnosed with ADHD. She has recently taken time off from the golf course as she struggles mentally. Hull says she's had feelings of impatience and even boredom previously on the golf course. But after receiving her diagnosis, she is now feeling better and learning how to deal with her disease. I can understand now why sometimes I get bored on the golf course. I feel a lot better now. It's the way I think, Hull added. It's about keeping my mind busy and being a bit more patient, because I can be very impatient. I find it hard to concentrate, but I've found my triggers now, and looking at the views of the ocean last week was pretty good. Hull returned from her break with an outstanding performance at the US Women's Open, where she finished second on the iconic Pebble Beach. That equaled her best finish in a major and could be a sign of things to come, as Hull starts to learn how to deal with her ADHD while playing competitive golf. Another thing she had to deal with during her career was the lack of strength in her arms. She has experienced more often that her arms started shaking in the final rounds of an event. That's disastrous for a top-level player like her. But Charley believes that a change to her fitness regime will help her finally win her first major golf title. The 27-year-old has been runner-up in 3 of the 5 majors since turning pro while still a teenager in 2013. "I've been working a lot on my fitness in the off-season, trying to strengthen my arms," she told BBC Look East. "I'm that weak in my arms, I can't even do a press-up. There are certain things in my swing my coach wants me to work on, and I need a little bit more arm strength for my backswing, so I'm working on that." You wouldn't say it considering her weak arms, but Charley is one of the long hitters on the LPGA Tour. She has been in the top 30 on the average driving distance list for years. Charley is a player who, given her qualities, has only won a few tournaments, but has been at the absolute top for years. That probably says more about the competition on the ever-growing LPGA. Actually, you could say that Charley Hull is the European version of Lexi Thompson. Both were about the same age and very young when they entered the stage of top global golf around 2013. Thompson, similar to Charley, is a long hitter who has gone on to win a major tournament. Charley hasn't yet, but she came close to major success at last year's US Open. Yet, there is still much in store for the player who, despite her experience, is only 27 years old. But this could be her year. Enough of second-place finishes. There are all indicators. The Englishwoman looked fantastic in her first appearance of the year at the HGV Tournament of Champions in Orlando, despite going over par in the first round. In a very spectacular comeback, she finished tied for 7th place with 7 under. Charley seems to be the kind of player who gets better as the year progresses and she plays more and more tournaments. But finally, she seems to be getting there. Last year, she made the cut 14 times in 18 LPGA events. She finished in the top 10 5 times, including 4 as runner-up. The progression in her game is undeniable, which is why many believe she is not far away from winning her first major. She sounded excited ahead of the tournament in Riyadh. "I had a good season last year and a good start in Orlando 2 weeks ago, playing the first event of the year. I had a tied 7th place finish. I was just getting off the cobwebs, so I was happy with that," she said. Nevertheless, one thing is sure, Charley Hull is impossible to ignore, both on and off the course. She is one of the world's most popular players on the tour. Charley currently ranks 8th in the world with nearly $8 million in career earnings. On social media, she is also someone to keep an eye on. Hull now has 380,000 Instagram followers. Only Nelly Korda and Lexi Thompson have more followers than she does. Unfortunately, the English beauty has not really succeeded in her love life yet. In 2019, she married English MMA fighter Ozzie Smith, but that didn't work out, and she divorced him a few years later. Rumors of her dating began circulating online when she posted pictures on Instagram with former soccer player Lee Tomlin shortly after. To date, we don't know what her love status is, but we wish her all the best. Do you love golf as much as I do? Then be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on new golf content. Please hit like if you enjoyed the video.